Welcome to the Via Stoica Podcast. I'm Benny and I'm going to look at a Stoic Quote today. This is the Stoic Quotes edition. As you've come to know by now that we have Stoic Quotes every Friday. And on Tuesdays we have our regular episodes where we talk about just everyday life stuff, look at them through a Stoic lens, or we have interviews. So please check those out as well. But today we're going to look at a Marcus Aurelius quote. Well, actually not necessarily his, but we're going to look into that as well. And here we have, this is the edition that I'm using from Gregory Hayes. I love that translation, and there's others out there as well. If you look for more Marcus Aurelius quotes, you can go to viastoica.com, where we have hundreds of them, and we all have the references, the same as Epictetus, Seneca. We have some Michel de Montaigne, we have others as well. So you can go there and check those out. Again, all verified, referenced, so you can use them for your own writings, and you will know that they are good and correct quotes for you to use. Anyway, we're going to dive right into it. As I said, this is not necessarily a quote by Marcus Aurelius, but Marcus Aurelius quoted someone else. I'll just read the quote first, and then we'll look into it a little bit deeper. It goes as follows. "The world is nothing but change. Our life is only perception." Deep, right? So this is attributed to Democritus of Adera. Trace. He was a pre-Socratic philosopher, and we've seen another quote from him in this series as well. And he was the thinker of the random atom theories, which the Epicureans later used. Epicurus, that was one of the big differences between Stoicism and Epicureanism, where Epicurus said that everything is random, all the atoms are random, and the Stoics believe in cause and effect, reason and logic, that everything has that it's a deterministic fate, right? That everything has a fixed sequence of events. So we do have a couple of other translations, and I really like these ones because they give it a little bit more depth. We talk here about life is not the universe is nothing but change, or the world is nothing but change, and our life is only perception. And these others we have, the world is a succession of changes, life is but thought, right? The difference there. The universe is change, life is judgment. The universe is change, and life is a supposition. So we have these differences in translations there, but they all really stem down to the Stoic core of how we view the world, and also what we need to make sure that we guard, right? Our perception, our thought, our judgment, our suppositions. This has all got to do with the flow of how we deal with impressions and how we can then make sure that we keep our emotions in line and act out of our reason and logic, and we don't assent or approve of something that isn't true, that isn't really happening. And we've got to make sure that we test all of those things. And most of the time we're probably going to say like, this impression, this idea that I have of something that's happening is probably not right. Is this person angry with me? I'll probably need to leave that alone. I don't know. Maybe you should ask the person. These are the things that we can fall into problems with or have issues with when we are starting to acknowledge or assent to false impressions and base our actions on that. When we think someone is angry at us, we act out of that while it isn't the case. When we think something is happening to us personally and that's not the case, it's just happening, and then we take some actions based on that, then it's not a good action, right? It's not a virtuous action because we are not using our reason and logic and our investigative skills to really see what's happening there. So we need to make sure that we are careful when we place our judgment, our perception, and our thoughts on something. First, let's take a step back and see what's really happening. And most of the time, you'll find that it's from your own filter, from your own mindset, that we project things on the situation, and they might not be completely true. And that's partly of what Marcus Aurelius, why he quotes this here. And the other part, which is something that he mentions a lot, and he often refers to Hierocles, where he talks about change, right? Hierocles is the one who famously said, you can't step in the same river twice because it's no longer the same river, nor are you the same person. He talks about change a lot, right? Life is all about change, and that's what the Stoics believe as well. Life is all about change. It's this ever-going flow of one thing ends, ceases to be, another thing comes into being, and that one goes away. That's why they say, how can death be something bad if it's so natural? If it's something that happens all around us, it's part of the change that we live in. And that's what we've got to remember. And that's why these two things connected are powerful. Something has changed. We often see that as bad. Why? Because the situation that we know, that we might be comfortable with, that we now understand a little bit better, is gone. and suddenly we have to adapt. Suddenly something new comes into mind. That's why a lot of people can't really deal with change. Instead of seeing it as just a new present moment, instead of seeing it as a new challenge for them to adapt or to learn something new, they try to resist. They fight against the change. And that's where our perception, our judgment of that new event makes it look like it's something bad, where we say, no, this shouldn't be happening. I was comfortable with what I had, and now this is happening. This is really bad. But who knows? Maybe it's something that gives you very beneficial things. But at the end of the day, that thing, that change is neutral. It's happening all across the board. It's not happening in your benefit. It's not happening to your detriment. In fact, it's happening to your benefit if you believe the Stoics. They say this is natural, it's happening, so it must be good. It must be good for something. We've seen other quotes where he says, in difficult times, that's what shows what people are. Maybe the difficult time isn't a bad thing. Maybe that change that happened isn't a bad thing. So we've got to really be careful when we place our judgments, our thoughts, our perceptions on something that's happening. Why? Because we might not have the right information. We might not have the right label to put on it. So take a step back. Withhold your judgment. That's something that we've got to do far more often. If there's change, take a step back and say, I don't know if this is good or bad. Let me just see what it is. Let me just investigate. And it's probably not going to be bad because I'll probably be able to deal with it in the best way I can. And that's what the Stoics say. Even when it's difficult, we can still be virtuous. We can still act good. We can still be good people. And maybe in this new situation, we can even be better people because it challenges us to be the best. So instead of jumping to conclusions, pause, take a step back, evaluate what's going on. Change is a natural cause. It's a natural chain of events in life, in nature. It's what makes nature. So we've got to learn to accept it, hell, even embrace it. Say, wow, I welcome this change because it's going to give me some new information. It's going to give me something new to know about myself. And instead of preemptively judging it as bad, I will wait a little bit and see what it really is. So that's why I like this quote and the different quotes as well. The world is nothing but change. Our life is only perception. And if you've liked these quotes, if you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe and share this with other people if you think it's valuable. You can go to the Via Stoica website to find more quotes. And if you feel like you are struggling with these things and you are struggling with change and you don't really know how to deal with it, maybe at work, maybe in your personal life, reach out, book a free consultation and speak to us. We can see what kind of Stoic techniques. We're not here to turn you into Stoics, but we would like to help you. And this works. This philosophy really works when you apply it in the right way, and we can help you with that. So book a free consultation, reach out to us, and we will see how we can help you. But for now, thank you very much, and we'll hope to see you in the next one.